There was a really interesting interview with Nic Cage from Yahoo Entertainment, which I'm going to link down below, where he was asked whether he would ever consider joining Star Wars, having just acted with Pedro Pascal in The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. And I'll let him answer the question.
I'm no is the answer, and I'm not really down.
Yeah,
I'm a Trekkie, man, and I like the political and the sociological. To me, what science fiction is really all about, and why it's such an important genre, is really where you can say whatever you want, however you feel. You put it on a different planet, you put it in a different time or in the future, and you can, without people just jumping on you. You can really express your thoughts, like Orwell or whomever, in the science fiction format.
So yeah, in the most Nicolas Cage way possible, the man is out here breaking our hearts. But you know what? I've got to say, I do respect everything he said. I actually really like in particular what he says about science fiction and politics, which is funny because if you look up Star Wars politics on YouTube, there seems to be a lot there. Don't know why he's not into that. But for real, one of the big debates when sci-fi and in particular fantasy literature was getting popular was the value of the medium. For example, you have The Dreadful Credibility of Absurd Things, a fantasy theory essay by Mark Bold, who canvasses the arguments for and against different interpretations of fantasy. For example, Tolkien, who believed that fantasy offered the possibility of transcending the human condition, and that, as Rosemary Jackson argued, one of the big difficulties in taking fantasy seriously is overcoming its obvious connection to escapism. Fritz Leiber wrote an article back, I believe, in the late 40s called The Defense of Werewolves, which talked about the sort of literary worthiness of fantasy. I can't find it online for whatever reason. The whole idea is you can use fantasy through metaphor to talk about real-world issues, which was especially important when it wasn't so easy to criticize religion, the king, whatever. But you know, still relevant when a young George Lucas wants to shit on US imperialism. So this is a far about way to say I certainly respect where Nicolas Cage is coming from, but I would also say take a closer look at Star Wars. There's a lot there.